I'm Brianna, if you don't already know, and I'm going to be doing my makeup. Hold on, let me turn off this light and turn on that one. Ooh, it went dark in here today. Well, technically tonight. I look pretty bad at this point because I haven't done my makeup in a couple days. And yeah, I know my room's a little bit of a mess, but I'm going to be doing my hair and my makeup and talking to you, telling you about my life and what all's going on. So, whenever I was young, I lived with my mom and my dad. And then we moved in with my aunt, and I was happy. And then Mom left whenever I turned 8, I believe. And then, yeah, she'd call me on my birthday and everything else. But that's really all I heard from her until I was about 10 or 11. And then she came back into my life and unfortunately a couple years later passed away. And I miss her, yeah. But I mean, hey, at least she ain't hurting no more. And my dad is currently in jail. Not even because of his fault, but, you know. But he gets out recently. Well, soon. Why did I say recently? But anyway, and then once my mom left, we moved out and moved into a trailer. And I can't really remember much about that trailer. But then after the trailer, we moved into a house, which is where the first time I remember meeting my stepmom. Her name's Kimberly. She is a wonderful woman. I couldn't ask for anybody any better, but her and Dad, unfortunately, did not work out. And then once her and Dad split up, I was basically already in foster care. She was in my life for 4 years. I met my brother, Samuel. Okay, I had a brother that I didn't really know much about. My brother Samuel. Well, that's his name now. He changed his name whenever he was younger. His real name's Eddie. And me and him got really close. And, I loved spending time with him. I don't normally get to see him unless, I FaceTime him on Facebook or something. And yeah, I'm almost out of foundation. That's why I'm doing this. But, I got to meet him for the first time. My dad looked at me one day and said, "You remember Eddie, right?" I'm like, "Somewhat, yeah, I remember y'all talking about him." And he goes, "Well, his name's Samuel now, and he's coming to stay with us." I'm like, "Huh?" He's like, "Yeah, it's your big brother." I said, "I got another big brother? Don't I have 3 already?" He's like, "Yeah. 'Cause I have a brother. Well, I have brothers. One's named John. One's named AJ. One's named, hold on, let me find my sponge. One's named Samuel, and then I have 2 stepbrothers. One's named Daniel, and one's named Cody. And those are Kim's kids. And basically, I got really close to them. And then something happened and I got put in foster care. And I'm stuck in here until I turn 18. This probably ain't even going to be enough to cover my face. But I'm stuck in here until I turn 18. I turn 18 in a couple months, though. About 10 or 9 months. Yeah, around there. But I just hope that since I'm in foster care, hold on, it won't come out. It is literally all gone. Maybe I can sponge a little bit out, but anyway. I've been in here since I was 15, so 2 years now. Really, it don't even feel like it. But in foster care, you get, if you age out of foster care and go in a program called Fostering Futures, you get all these benefits, and they're really helpful. I get to go to college, and I get housing whenever I get out of here. So, I should be good until I turn 21. And by the time I turn 21, I'll be just starting college. Unless I do an online college. Because due to my learning disabilities, I have failed a couple grades. And really just me not caring, I have failed a couple grades. And, yeah. I'm in 10th grade and almost 18 years old. But it'll be okay. I hope. Should be. But anyway. My eyebrows look like crap right now. But, ooh, there's my eyebrow brush. I dropped it in the floor earlier. But anyway. Where was I? Oh, yeah. And I met him for the first time. I love him to death. He is my brother. Now my brother, AJ, he's the video game, the, video game more outdoors, stuff like that. My brother Samuel is the complete opposite. My brother's I'm a player. I want to, with all these other girls. And yeah, that's how he used to be until recently he settled down with a very pretty young lady. And as you can tell, I'm the youngest out of all of them. And my brother John he's in a different state at this point, but he's coming back home whenever I turn 18, so I'll get to see him. And then I might be moving to Florida. So, if this thing lasts, I can take y'all on the adventure to Florida. But I know I'm a bit awkward, and I am sorry for that, but you know what? I'm going to just tell y'all about, okay, there was one dude that I was with, and Dad did not particularly like this dude. And Dad made sure to let me know every day. And I really didn't care because, I was naive, and I'm like, you know what? I love him. He's the one, da-da-da-da-da. When really, he wasn't. I'm not going to say his name, but he was very obsessive, and I'm not meaning in the good way. And you may be asking, there's a good way to be obsessive? Yes, with me there is. I like the clingy kind of people, but not like, oh my God, if you don't do this, I'm going to cling to you and I want you to tell me every little thing that you do. I don't want that. Because that's how I am sometimes. But that's because I have major trust issues with men because of the way I was treated in my past. But I mean, that's irrelevant. I think I have evolved. I used to be, I'm going to go ahead and admit, a little girl. I'll do whatever I want, when I want, how I want. You will not stop me. And now I'm like, I think twice about what I do. You think I'm going to go out and just hang out with random people that I don't even know? No. Not unless there's somebody that I truly trust. And last time I went out with somebody that I didn't quite know was with Destiny. And she was close to me, but her friend I did not know. He was driving us, and me and my ex recently, God, I miss him, but he's doing better for himself and I am too, so. But, yeah, we went out and we went out to eat. We went out to get my body wash and everything else. And this was on payday, and I bought her some belly rings. She loved them. And to be honest, I haven't been able to talk to that girl in a long time, and I miss her to death. I do. But also, people's like, I get asked all the time, are you single? Are you, in a relationship? Da-da-da-da-da. If you go on my Facebook profile and look at my relationship, it says in a relationship. And multiple people message me every day, hey, beautiful, da-da-da-da. I'm like, no, I've got a man. I'm not like that. I mean, I'm going to admit I used to be. I used to be exactly like that. But I don't no more. Because I've seen how bad it hurts. And I'm just tired of seeing people getting treated like that, being treated like that, and treating people like that. And so, I'm not saying I've had the roughest life, but I have went through some things that has helped shape me into the person that I am now. I used to get into bad things with bad people. Well, I'm not going to call them bad people, just people with bad habits. I'm going to say that. And, yeah, I still talk to some of them. But would I go and stay the night with them and stuff like that? No, I wouldn't. Because I don't feel comfortable around that stuff no more. I used to hang out with any little party animal I could find. At 13 years old, I was hanging out with multiple. I'm not saying I did anything with them, because I didn't. But I was hanging out with multiple older guys that were able to buy, alcohol and stuff. And Dad did not know about it. But then once Dad found out, yeah. I caught it whenever I got home. But I don't know, it's been eventful. But here recently, since this quarantine stuff, I hate it. Oh my God, I hate it. I don't know, I'm just fixing my eyeshadow. Oh no! Oh no, oh no. Hold on. Where's it at? Yes, I know, I'm weird. And no, I'm not just doing this for the camera. I do it in real life too. You can literally message anybody that knows me and they'll tell you I do this in real life. But see, that's just me. I don't mind being weird. I don't mind people calling me weird. Because to be honest, you gotta be a little crazy to make it somewhere in this world. You gotta be unique to make it somewhere in this world. And I used to be one of those girls, oh, they're like this, so I want to be like that too. No. I'm just going to be myself. And I've learned if they don't like me for who I am, they aren't worth it. I'm not saying like everybody's not worth it. I'm just saying they're not really worth it if they don't like you for who you are and cannot accept you for who you are. Just like I told my dad whenever I told him that I was bi, he told me, people will make fun of you. I looked at him and I said, I don't care. He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't care. I am unique. Not all people are like me. Yes, there's a pretty good bit of us out there, believe it or not, especially of the female species, but I've met a couple of bi guys in my life, and they're actually really sweet. I used to date a boy, and his brother was bi, and he was the sweetest guy I've ever met. And I don't see why people's like, oh, you're bi, then you're a fake dyke, da-da-da-da-da. No. We're not. Basically, we find women attractive, yeah. And we might even someday get married to a woman. But to be honest, not all of us like the male species as much as almost everybody else does. See, I know a lot of girls that claim to be straight, but you get them alone, and you get them to where they trust you, and you actually start talking to them and explaining to them, like, what it's all about, and they turn out to be, well, if you think girls are cute, and, like, you've kissed one maybe, no, that does not mean you're bisexual. That is bi-curious. I started out bi-curious until I met this beautiful young lady, Stephanie, whenever I lived in Georgia. I still love her to this day. But I am no longer with her. I cannot see her. But whenever I turn 18 and I get out of foster care, I'm going to see her. And I know my makeup doesn't look that good right now, but that's just because my hair is put up. I don't like it when my hair is put up. But see, and another big turning point in my life is this boy that I was recently dating, convinced me, do ROTC, everything else. If you really want to go into the army and da-da-da-da-da. And at first I was just doing it to, get to spend time with him and, and then I actually got into it. And I miss it. Oh my God, I miss it. Yeah, you have to wear those big, bulky uniforms once a week, but it's well worth it. Hold on, I missed a spot. I put highlighter at the top of my eyes to accentuate my eyebrows a little bit and make it a little sparkly. But anyway, I started out, I'm just going to do this because I want to spend time with him. But then I realized, hey, this is actually something I like. Because people's like, oh, ROTC, you have to be so strict and so, stone-faced. No, not always. It just depends on who you have. Sarge and Major, the two people that's over ROTC in my school, are like the best two people I've met. I love them to death. Sarge is the goofball. Major, he's the strict one. But we'll all remember him by his famous saying, "You're my favorite." And see, that's the point. He doesn't reply to you as, cadet, unless it's formal. Not formal, it's like actually in a challenge, because we do ROTC competitions. I actually have one of my uniforms hanging up. Hold on, I'll go get the top. Oh, well, I dropped a hanger. And see, we have the I am a private. And then after private, you move up to private first class. Private, I don't remember. This is why I need to be in this class. But anyway, and eventually, my ex-boyfriend, was a CSM. And he did his job very well. But his main problem with ROTC was not with the people that ran it. It was with the people that were in it. Because there's some of them that just do not know how to pick up, like, okay, well, I need to do this, so I need to go get it done now before Sarge gets mad and makes, him go do it. But he's had to do multiple people's jobs because they're too lazy to actually go and do it. And I used to be, I don't know if I could still say I am on, but I used to do rifle team and color guard. Rifle, basically, you get to shoot air rifles in a school. And the competitions are quite fun. Like one time, we were on the bus on the way back from the competition, and it was like raining so hard. And next thing I know, I just hear music starting to play in the back. I look back, and then I see this boy. I'm not going to say his name, but he was up just dancing around and everything. I was like, what? But I just find it hilarious, and I met one of my best friends there. His name's Gibby. It's Michael's cousin. A friend of mine's cousin. And I think he's a pretty good boy. Well, soon to be man. I don't know how old he is. But people's like, oh, Gibby's so cute. He's the nerdy kind of adorable. But really, he ain't my type. That's what I told all the other girls. They're like, oh my god, he's so cute. I'm like, no, he just ain't my type. And they're like, so what's your type? And I looked at him. I said, about this tall, glasses, brown hair, pale skin, skinny, and lays in the bed, plays Fallout all day. That's my type. Apparently that's my type. Because my boyfriend that I'm even with now, he's in a different country, but he sits and he literally plays video games. Either that or watch YouTube with me. I find it funny that most of the guys I've been with have been gamers. Like, actually game. But, see, my dad used to play video games. And, we had one It was Alice in Wonderland. I found it amazing. I loved it. I used to sit there. This is actually the first time I ever spent alone time with my brother that I didn't know about. And he looks at me and goes, "You want to go play video games?" I go, "Yeah, sure." We go in there and we start playing video games. He looks at me and goes, "Boo." I go, "What?" He looks at me and goes, "That didn't scare you?" I'm like, "Not much scares me." Because really it doesn't. But if you find out what does scare me, and you scare me, prepare to be throat punched. Last person that actually genuinely scared me was my ex-boyfriend. And I accidentally kicked him in the side of the head. Didn't even mean to. I'm trying to look for an eyeliner. Oh. Hello, my little buddy. Why is there... Oh, that's why there's shards of glass in there. It'll be okay. This one I've had since... whenever I first got here? Yeah. And see, usually I listen to music like constantly, but since I'm doing a YouTube video, I can't. Because copyrights. But see, people asked me at school, like, how do you get your eyeliner to stay so well? I don't use eyeliner. I use a black eyeshadow. And then take and put on the waterline of my eye. Actually, I'm not gonna take all the credit for that one. One of my best friends, whenever I was younger, she said, I asked her, how do you do your eyeliner? I used to not be able to do eyeliner. And then, this is how I do my eyeliner. I don't use eyeliner. Because we were doing makeup in the bathroom. Because, to be honest, we were going to go down to the basketball field to meet some dude. And my boyfriend at that time was already there. So... Oh, that looks bad. Hold on. Okay, don't look that bad no more. And the only reason why we were doing our makeup is because she was single and she's like, I want to do my makeup. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do my makeup before I go see my boyfriend at the time. And that day, some random dude ends up coming up and flirting with me, and I look at him and I go, "Do you know how old I am?" He goes, "No." I said, "How old are you?" He goes, "I'm 20. I look at him, I said, "Pedophile," and walked away. He looked at me a couple days later and he goes, "What did you mean?" I'm only 13 years old. But I lived in a town where I roamed the streets, but it really wasn't safe to roam the streets, to be honest. But anyway, that's the conclusion of this video. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for my next one. I might have one of my foster sisters in it, so, I don't know. Y'all have a good night, though. Bye.